Gruesome video has been released, showing the final moments of a 23-year-old Ukrainian refugee who was stabbed on board a train in Charlotte, North Carolina. The horrifying surveillance footage shows the moment the woman was brutally attacked by a man who plunged the knife into her. The scared woman put her hands over her face as blood from the attacker's knife dripped on the floor. She later fell on the floor. The unprovoked attack occurred on the evening of August 22. Identified by police as Irina Zarutska, the victim had recently fled to the U.S. to escape Russia's full-fledged invasion that started in 2022. The footage of the crime was shared by the Charlotte Area Transit System on Friday. Charlotte Mayor on Monday called the attack a tragic failure by the courts and magistrates. U.S. President Donald Trump on Monday extended condolences to Zarutska's family and slammed the attack. "There are evil people. We have to be able to handle that. If we don't handle that, we don't have a country," Trump stated. The suspect, DeCarlos Brown, 34, has a history of arrests according to court records and reportedly suffered from mental problems. The fatal stabbing of Zarutska has sparked concerns about crime in the United States. More than 60 containers toppled off a cargo ship Tuesday morning in the port of Long Beach, tumbling overboard and floating in the water. According to Associated Press, the shipping containers fell off a vessel named the Mississippi shortly before 9 a.m., and no injuries have been reported, according to Port of Long Beach spokesperson Art Marroquin. About 67 containers were in the water, the U.S. Coast Guard said on the social platform X. Long Beach, about 20 miles south of Los Angeles, is one of the busiest seaports in the country, with 40% of all shipping containers in the United States coming through it or the Los Angeles port. Some of the containers appeared to have fallen on the Stax II, an anti-pollution vessel attached to the side of the Mississippi that captures emissions. When empty, a container can weigh between 2 to 4 metric tons depending on the size. The Pier G container terminal, one of 6 at the port, temporarily stopped unloading and loading ships as authorities worked to secure the containers. The Mississippi sails under the flag of Portugal and arrived in Long Beach after departing August 26 from the Yantian port in Shenzhen, China, according to vessel tracking websites. Poland on Wednesday suspended flights at Warsaw's Chopin Airport, citing the closure of airspace due to military operations. Associated Press video showed no activity at the country's main international airport. The Polish military said early Wednesday that it had downed drones that violated its airspace as Russia launched aerial attacks on Ukraine. Prime Minister Donald Tusk wrote on X that he had received a report from the operational command of the army about the shutting down of drones that entered our airspace and could constitute a threat. He said he informed the NATO Secretary General about actions undertaken by the Polish side. Poland's armed forces were on a heightened state of alert overnight Tuesday and early Wednesday because of what they described as further massive airstrikes against targets located in Ukraine. Defense Minister Władysław Kosiniak-Kamysz wrote on X that more than 10 objects crossed into Polish airspace and those that constituted a risk to Poland's security were neutralized. The Polish armed forces said Wednesday morning that a search for possible crash sites is ongoing and urged people not to approach, touch or move any objects they see, warning that they may pose a threat and could contain hazardous material. Poland sent military equipment to the Belarusian border on the morning of September 10, Interfax quotes the state television channel First National. It is specified that the message is accompanied by footage of military equipment of the Polish army moving along public roads towards the border with Belarus. Poland will close its border with Belarus on the night of September 11 to 12 in connection with the Russian-Belarusian military exercises, West 2025. According to the head of the Polish Ministry of Internal Affairs, the restrictive measures are temporary and are related to ensuring security during the large-scale maneuvers. Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk called the upcoming exercises very aggressive from the point of view of military doctrine and promised to take special measures against Minsk. Russian Defense Minister Andrei Belousov stated in May that the joint exercises are aimed exclusively at defense, and that they will practice a scenario for repelling potential aggression directed against the Union state. Earlier, NATO promised to respond to Russia's military exercises. It is noted that the transfer of military equipment coincided with the discussion in Warsaw of the possibility of using Article 4 of the NATO treaty. It provides for consultation with allies in the North Atlantic Alliance in the event of a security threat. Earlier, Chief of the General Staff, First Deputy Minister of Defense of Belarus Pavel Muravyko said that Warsaw notified Minsk about unidentified drones approaching the Belarusian border from Ukrainian territory. According to him, the Republic's air defense forces shot down the UAVs that flew into Belarusian airspace at night. Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk added that the Polish military used weapons against unmanned aerial vehicles detected in the country's airspace.